NCIS is the longest-running and probably the most successful police procedural crime series on television. Although all the characters on the series have very distinctive personalities and fans love them all with their whole hearts, yet the fan base for Dr. Donald Mallard, or Ducky, stands out the most. While Ducky's appearance is almost always well perceived by the audience, there are a few exceptions. Here are some Ducky moments that fans didn't seem to fare well with. First off, Ducky's retirement, Season 16, Episode 17. NCIS is known for making its main characters disappear, and this is probably what's kept the show interesting 19 seasons into the business. From Gibbs' fake death to the on-screen demise of Special Agent Caitlin Todd, the fans swallowed the bitter pills with unwavering perseverance. Yet, when it came to bidding farewell to one of the most iconic characters of the show, Dr. Donald "Ducky" Mallard, the audience lost its patience. Ducky dropped his plans of leaving the force and retirement in quite a subtle manner at first, and then a bit more obviously during his conversation with Gibbs in the 16th episode of Season 16, Bears and Cubs. As Ducky is about to leave for the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation ball, Gibbs asks him if he's ready to go. Ducky responds with a phrase that seems out of context to Gibbs. As the conversation lingers on and Gibbs further inquires that what does he have in mind for tomorrow, Ducky drops the bomb that he's certain that his future will no longer include NCIS. Episode 17 of Season 16, Silent Silence, finally materialized the dreaded farewell to Ducky. Despite his repeated protests against a surprise farewell, the squad throws him a surprise of sorts and thanks him for all the situations when he swooned in and saved the day. Although fans hated the moment and took to the internet to display their unhappiness, the show kept the possibility of Ducky's return alive by giving him the post of a historian for NCIS, something that made it easier for the fans to cope up with the fact that Ducky would not be the chief medical examiner at NCIS anymore. Next up, when Ducky lost his bow tie, Season 7, Episode 17. Ever since NCIS started airing, Ducky always had a bedrock kind of presence in the squad. He displayed a balanced personality, a prowess over his job, and a friendly sense of humor. He established himself as being consistent and a father-like figure of the team, and when the bedrock shifts, it sends tremors everywhere and everyone takes notice. Fans had grown especially fond of his signature look over the course of the series, so when Ducky had a mini makeover in Season 7's Episode 17, Double Identity, everyone lost their minds. Ducky shows up to work wearing a normal necktie instead of his signature look. It is revealed that Ducky's mother has passed away and he's a new love prospect. Ducky explains that the reason he's no longer wearing bow ties is because he wanted to try something new, but it looked so good, Ducky. Although it seemed like a very minor thing, yet the fans all around were left unsettled with the development and wanted their old cringeworthy bow tie wearing Ducky back. Fortunately enough, he went back to bow ties a little while into the series, and now, when Ducky came out looking like a dumb Romeo, Season 9, Episode 6. If anything, Ducky was never stupid. He's a keen eye and a fully working, intelligent mind. It's amazing what he could conjure up from a mere look at the dead bodies. You can't just fathom such a person being in a romantic relationship with someone and be completely clueless of their killing sprees. That's just bad plot and scripting, which is what happened in the 6th episode of Season 9, Thirst. Despite the well-known fact that Ducky was and probably will always be unfortunate at the romantic front, this episode just went too far. The team is chasing after a deadly serial killer while Ducky enters a new relationship with a lady named Dr. Mary Courtney after meeting her online. The manhunt and Ducky's relationship go side by side in parallel without any convergence until one night when Ducky is seen having dinner with Mary. As he narrates the story of his day to Mary, he blurts out some insults to the serial killer the team was chasing. To everyone's shock, Mary hurls a glass of wine at him, deeming him ungrateful. It's then revealed that Mary is in fact the serial killer. It turned out to be one of the lowest-ranking episodes of the series, and this particular scene was voted as the second on the list of scenes that went too far. Showing one of the sharpest characters in the series as a clueless victim of manipulation seemed a bit far-fetched, and fans hated the portrayal of their favorite Ducky in a condescending manner. Bad call, scriptwriters. Next up, when Ducky had a heart attack, Season 9, Episode 24. The scene that made everyone jump and turn in their seats for many months came on the season's finale of Season 9, Till Death Do Us Part. Since NCIS had never been shy of killing off mainstay characters, when Ducky had a heart attack in the season's finale, they instantly thought that Ducky had been sent to the guillotine. What else can you expect from a guy as old as Ducky? There's no surviving a heart attack at this age. The episode shows Ducky taking a stroll on the beach when he receives a phone call. Although the audience can only hear his part of the conversation, it's clear that he's being told about the bomb blast at NCIS headquarters. With nerves of steel, Ducky asks for the casualty count and tells the person on the other end that he'll be there shortly. As he's passing his instructions about scene preservation, he feels pain in his chest, starts to stutter, and collapses with his eyes still open. The episode ends. It appeared very certain to the fans that Ducky had been sent to the chop block and wasn't returning. People hated the idea and were so obsessed with the scene that social media became saturated with conspiracy theories and discussions on minute visual details. Ultimately, Season 10 saw Ducky recovering and people breathed a sigh of relief, but the scene left the fans in pain during the whole off-season. Why, CBS? And now, Ducky's terrible lines and the thing with Invader from Whiskey Foxtrot Tango, Season 11, Episode 1. To be honest, the first episode of Season 11, Whiskey Foxtrot Tango, proved to be very underwhelming on the whole. This wasn't the kind of start people had in mind after all that wait. From the Iran trip, Richard Parson rescuing Gibbs after all that enmity, Ziva's absence to Ducky's dialogues throughout the episode, everything felt just wrong. Throughout the episode, Ducky is hurling lines which seem so unlike him and make him look stupid. This came out more prominently in the scene where he enters his lab, only to find that a suspicious individual was typing frantically on the computer. Ducky's response is rather unlike him, as instead of being cautious, he walks casually to the dude, blurting out that authorization was required for being there. This seems pretty far-fetched, given that the previous seasons had already seen a bombing in the headquarters. A man as sharp as Ducky would have assumed the worst at the first sight of a strange man in his lab. Secondly, we see the man punch and toss Ducky aside like a stuffed toy as soon as he approaches him before he starts running. On his way out, he bumps into Palmer and both go down in a scuffle. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Ducky hits the intruder with a bowl to the back of his head, knocking him unconscious. The whole sequence was perceived as inconsistent with Ducky's character because it portrayed him strong physically but dumb mentally. Both of these were wrong, and the people did express their concern blatantly on the internet. Finally, Ducky's inconsistent mulling over his unfortunate past. Season 12, Episode 3. Episode 3 of Season 12, So It Goes, reveals Ducky's sorrow over his unfortunate past, which seems rather inconsistent with Ducky's present self. The episode sees the team involved in a murder involving Ducky's estranged friend, Angus. It's later revealed that the two fell apart because of Angus's wife, Maggie, whom they both loved at the same time in the past. Maggie chose Angus over Ducky, which led to the fallout of their friendship. Throughout the episode, Ducky is seen mulling over the unfortunate thing from his past, the poor choices he made, and how they have come to haunt him in the present day. This seems like an overreaction, considering that the present-day Ducky has already seen so much worse, from dating a serial killer to death of those very close to his heart. The whole wailing act Ducky has going in the episode left a bad taste, and the fans hated the drama like anything. That's a wrap for this video. Which of these Ducky moments did you hate the most? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.